You want to know what the biggest problem is with the 2K community? It's a very simple one, and it's one that I'm sure you guys know, but it's kind of like y'all may be afraid to acknowledge it. So I'm gonna acknowledge it for you. The problem with the community is that everybody in this community thinks they're a star player. Everybody in this community thinks they're some legendary type player. And everyone in this community, I shouldn't say everyone, scratch everyone, replace everyone with majority. Because there's gonna be some minority that's gonna comment on this and say, I don't think that way. That's not the way that I think. I think just like you think. So let's just say the majority. The majority of players in this community think that they are star players. When they go and create a player, they do not create their player to be able to coexist with teammates. They don't create a player to be able to coexist with randoms. They think of their favorite player, or they think of their play style, and they create that player and go out there and play the game of NBA 2K. And then these said players have the nerve to try to blame it on somebody else that they cannot win any games. For example, if you make a point guard or any player that does not have any defense, you have essentially made a player that can only play with a team behind him, a team that you know or a team that you can communicate with. Because if you take a player that has no defense and try to go play with randoms, you'll be exposed. You'll be exposed. And I get it. It's called my career. It's called the my player builder, because that's what I'm going to see. It's a my player builder. I ain't going to be able to create everything that I want to create inside the my player builder, and that's just the way it works. Fine. We go into a my player builder, and the majority of people don't even create a player. When they're in that my player builder, they're on their phone creating somebody else's player. They're creating somebody else's player. They're creating somebody else's player who's making that player based on the people that he plays with, and your team don't even match the team that he play with. Your other players aren't as skilled as the team your favorite content creator plays with. He can afford to make a player with no defense because he has somebody on his team who really wants to play defense. You barely got 5 players or 4 other guys that want to play with you, but you're making his player. Okay, whatever. Let's move on. But moving forward, why don't we as a community try to start making elite role players or becoming elite in our roles? Not everybody is good enough to be able to do things in this game. You may not be a good dribbler, so making a point guard because you want the ball doesn't make any sense, because you're doing more harm than you're doing good. You're not a good defender, so making a player with defense wouldn't necessarily make sense until you get better at defense. You get what I'm saying? If you struggle with being able to contain the slightest bit of movement, having a 94 perimeter defense is not going to save you, because you can't even control or stay in front of any type of movement. So you can have all the badges in the world, if you can't stay in front of it, whether because your timing ain't correct or you just don't know how to guard said move, your clamps and challenger ain't gonna do nothing. If you're not that good at defending the pick and roll and rebounding and being in a effective position the entirety of a defensive possession, don't make a center. A center is not an easy job. A center looks easy when you get a good center. A center, you can look at a center play and be like, oh, I can do that. All you got to do is rebound. But there's little nuances of things you have to do at center. And I explained that in a previous video. But a lot of y'all in this community are power forward. That's right. A lot of y'all just need to start making power forwards and stand in the corner. Get your catch and shoot on. Listen, at the 4, you very seldomly have to worry about guarding anybody of any skill. You don't have to worry about being the main one to get the rebound. You don't have to worry about being thrown into a pick and roll. You don't have to worry about your man cutting back door or doing anything. He's just standing in the corner. But here we go. I'm already going to think ahead. I'm a power forward and I don't do that. I'm a power forward and I'm actually pretty much of a beast. I don't just stand in the corner with my power forward. I'm active in the game. Here we go again. That's going to be a minority that speaks about his position and try to defend his position. Hats off to you. Defend your position, dog. But just know your position is useless. Your position is useless. You understand what I'm saying? Granted, if you produce something at the 4, you can benefit your team. If you don't do anything at the 4, you won't affect your team. You get what I'm saying? That's why a lot of y'all should make 4s. Instead of going into the builder, and let's just get it out the way. Okay, y'all all got these players like, oh, I want to make a Steph type player, and I want to make a LeBron type player, or I want to make a Kobe player, or let's be real. Okay, cancel all that out. You jokers make prime James Harden or current day Luka Doncic. That's it. There is no other player that you make. Why do I say that? Because those are the 2 players that I've seen in recent 2K or recent NBA play style that stand at the top of the key, and either somebody gonna set them a screen while everybody else stands still and let them cook, or everybody's gonna stand at the 3-point line and let them cook. That's it. If you make a James Harden, if y'all just, how about this? Why don't, instead of all y'all looking the same like y'all do now with the same stupid face paint, or just some odd reason everyone picks the same template, the face template in 2K, and the same hairstyle. It's ridiculous. You have 5 people on the team that all look the same. You don't even know which one is which. You understand? Instead of just making lookalikes of other players, why don't we just make lookalikes of James Harden or Luka Doncic? I mean, seriously. What's the point of having these other builds and making these other lookalikes when you playing like one set player, 2 set players? I mean, come on, let's just be real. Centers, you too, okay? A lot of you centers out there are starting to learn how to do the Jamal Murray behind the back, make builds that is able to equip that animation, make yourself look like James Harden. I mean, at least people like me won't even be mad because you're James Harden. So I know what to expect out of the game. But you be having players that look like Curry and play like James Harden. Curry, don't y'all understand? Curry get up off the ball. That joker Curry will hand the ball off to somebody, throw a ball to somebody, run around the court, get screens, and catch and shoot. You jokers bring the ball up the court, get 4 screens in 1 possession, behind the back, hesitation right, hesitation left, speed boost left, speed boost right, behind the back, 3. Steph Curry don't play like that. That's James Harden. If he was James Harden, nobody'd be mad. All of y'all left-handed anyway, and I know it ain't that many left-handed players that play this game, but whatever. Apparently left-handed just looks better. I don't know. But let's just start making James Hardens, okay? Let's just start making James Hardens. And for any other players, you off-ball players, you Claymores, look, bro, I'm sorry, but y'all need to just start making the build of what y'all are, because it's really no point of you people wasting your hard-earned money or somebody else's hard-earned money to make a player that cannot coexist with your said squad that you play with. I mean, seriously, you making a LeBron build and playing with randoms, how does that work? Seriously, I need to be explained how your LeBron build is going to work playing with randoms, because I don't know about y'all, but I've watched enough LeBron throughout my lifetime, even to this day, and he's old now. He's older. That joker still needs the ball. He's a ball dominant player. So for you to make a LeBron and play with randoms is not a smart move. It's not a smart move, y'all. I'm sorry. The only people who should be making LeBron players are players with a full team of 5 or 4, where y'all can literally, he's your point guard at the 3. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Let's lose our brains, y'all. Let's use our brains. Making well, I already told y'all to go to the 4, so there's really, there's really nothing else. But I mean, that's really just my only gripe, is that the bottom line of what I'm trying to say is stop making other people's players. You are not them. I understand the builder could be difficult. The builder can be hard, especially when you're sitting in there and you're trying to figure stuff out and you see just how bad 2K has nerfed certain heights, certain wingspans, certain weights. I get all that, but you need to stop utilizing other creators' players to think that you're them. You're not them. Your situation is not the same. You don't even play the same type of games that they play where that is needed. You understand? You playing in the rack. You playing in the rec against randoms. Some of you jokers is playing in the rec 92 and under, getting in there together to play together. You are copying things that you don't even need to copy. And when are y'all gonna understand as a community that the version of 2K that you're watching, like these pros play, you don't play that game. You are playing the casual version of the game. You're not playing competition. Stop it. You're not playing competition. So making a build that is fit for competition doesn't make sense because you're not in that environment. God dog. It is just crazy to me that it has reached this point, and it's real bad now. It's probably the worst that it's ever been, but it's only the beginning. Where literally everyone is the same thing for no reason. You know the group of people that you play with. You know who in your group is really good and who in your group ain't that good. You know that there's somebody in your group that got a build. There's no reason for them to have it. There's no reason for that dude in your group to have that build. And you know it. You just ain't telling him because that's your man's. You want to keep the peace. You understand? You don't want to ruffle no feathers. You know good and well that Joker don't play no defense. Why he got a 94 perimeter defense? You know good and well that Joker ain't got no dribble moves. What he got an 85 ball handle for? You know good and well that Joker don't know how to shoot. Why he got a 92 three-pointer? You know that Joker don't rebound. Why he got gold rebound chaser? Put his behind to the 3. Put his behind to the 4. Y'all know I ain't lying, but I get it. I was in your shoes once before. Still pretty much in your shoes. I understand. I understand that out of your group that you play with, it might be 1 to 2 of y'all that's actually elite at this game. And part of that reason is because y'all was in the trenches. You understand? The trenches, when I say the trenches, I mean you've been at this 2K online PvP style of play since 2K12, when we just had blacktop, 3v3 blacktop that they called crews. You know, back in the days where there was no such thing as a rec center, where you just had to be in a park and that was just your daily games. It's just park games where every bucket matters, every defensive play matters. Now everything's watered down. Now you got park players going to the rec thinking that the rec is the park. You got players built to play park coming to the rec, and players built to play rec going to the park. You got jokers that all they know is leak out because there's so many possessions in a game. Boy, I tell you, those of you who is in the trenches, y'all know, y'all see it. Y'all see how bad it is out there. But all in all, man, a lot of y'all need to just become role players, man. Look at your team, reevaluate your team, your squad that you play with. Put your foot down. Yo, don't even waste no money on that build, bro. That ain't what you do. You ain't good at that. Go ahead, give yourself a 96 three-pointer. Give yourself like a 91 steal, 75 perimeter defense, maybe 85 max. Call it a day, bro. Don't put no pass accuracy in your build. Don't put no dribbling in your build. Bro, just go spot up somewhere because that's what you good at doing. Just run around and get ready to catch and shoot. Wasting money on a build because you feel as though this is a struggle. Change positions. If you start getting cooked at the position you're at, maybe you're not built for that position. There's 5 positions on the floor. There's going to be one position where you don't get cooked at, and I bet you it's going to be the 4. I bet you once you start going down the line and instead of doing like I have done and make the same players and try to reinvent the same player over and over again, bro, just move down and watch. You're going to get to the 4 and be like, yo, this is what I need. I need to guard AIs and guard human AIs. You're not a star, man. Be a role player. There's nothing wrong with being a role player, especially when you're an elite role player. When you're an elite role player, you trash and good at the same time. Focus on being that. Because being a star, man, please. Ain't nobody got time for that. Y'all not even built like that.